Hey everyone, thank you for joining us on this Memorial Day as we pay tribute to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. For today's show, we'll be meeting some Duluth area Cub Scouts who are giving back to our nation's heroes. Dave Anderson will join us in studio to reflect on some of our Northland vets who lost their lives in service, and we'll share more about an event coming up this weekend, raising money to support local veterans in need. A whole lot going on this Memorial Day, but first, we want to take you to the Richard I. Bong Veterans Center in Superior, where Ryan and Hunter tried their hand at a special escape room honoring those who served.
You ready?
I think I hear Creed or something.
Okay, I hear Creed.
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, we're at the Bong.
The Bong Center. What's about to happen?
They have an escape room at the Bong.
This particular one that you're going to play was built specifically for the Bong. It's Escape and Evade, which is your air crew in the South Pacific in World War II.
This jacket is quite heavy.
So we have numbers on this.
Oh, there's a key.
Yeah. Oh, key.
All right. Good job, Hunter.
Thank you.
Open that up.
Here's the Bible.
We need another key. I'm gonna check under the things. Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. I don't think that's anything.
We had a fiery start.
We're off to a hot start. Ooh, that's a little
We're
short.
slowing down in a hurt.
There's a number on here too, 7346.
That it? Just like a little diary, it looks like.
Why would we need the binoculars?
It might have some kind of meaning.
Not enough time to write in my journal daily. We are running a lot of drills that will prepare us for the Japanese.
You should not read too much into the journal, but it is very important.
Maybe there's something hidden in it.
Oh, there's a key in the...
Oh, there's just in the...
The Earth's future is a chess match between God and the devil.
There's something in there.
Open it, Hunter. Open it.
What we got?
Oh, apart. Okay, we're good. Oh. Whoa. Cool. Canteen. With a key on it. For emergency mission, proceed to your plane and receive briefing. Need to find something, Hunter.
That's it? A273.
Oh.
There's a key.
There's a plane launched from a covert base that is 90 miles from the target. It'll be cruising at a speed of 65 miles, so that means it'll take...
You need a computer.
A computer from World War II.
Oh, this thing.
Rotate the dial so the black arrow points to the airspeed on the outside set of numbers. So the airspeed points to the outside set of numbers.
So 65.
Okay, so that's the outside set of numbers. Find the number of miles to be flown.
How many miles is it? 90?
Yeah. So 120. There we go. Okay. Oh, you know I'm not good at math. Okay, here's that mission.
Up to 10,000 feet.
Up to 10,000 feet. Starboard, okay.
Port.
Okay.
Down to 9,000 feet. Port. Starboard. Back up to 10,000 feet.
There we go. Thank goodness.
Nice.
This bullet just shot you down. Oh no. Bail out.
Bail out.
You need to go to the green jungle.
Oh, this thing's locked. Okay. Need that.
In Papua New Guinea, the Australian Special Services went in and set up little huts like this for American servicemen or Allied servicemen. If they were shot down over the jungle, they would find their way to these huts, and there would be ways for them to communicate with a submarine or a destroyer or somebody like that to come and pick them up.
Okay. It's a cup. It's a cup. Oh, there's C something on the bottom of that?
C1.
C1, and then this big old piece of wood. Looks like a wrench. Where do you belong, piece of wood?
Nothing. See, where's the tool? Is that the wood thing?
piece of wood.
Okay, Lefty Lucy.
Oh no, we're gonna get fit.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna make it out here, Ryan.
Well within reach. You can do it.
Okay. All right. So the blood kit for use by American airmen. Please help me find the members of the Allied force. Oh, 258. There's a button. Spam. Here's that. Need that.
Anything else?
There's a key. There's a key for that. Oh no.
Okay, we got like a...
What in the... Oh, we're gonna make our call.
Oh yeah.
And, okay.
A.
So why? Mayday. Let's press this Mayday. U.S. That was O-P-I-C-H U-T-U-N-I.
30 seconds.
Oh.
Unicorn?
Unicorn.
15 seconds.
Call it in. Mayday, U.S. pickup hut unicorn.
What do I do? What do I expect?
Just call it.
Mayday, U.S. pickup hut unicorn.
What?
Pick up.
Pickup hut unicorn. Pick us up, hut unicorn.
You got it.
Let's go! Oh my God! Jeez, that was close. That was close.
Certainly bummed I couldn't join them for that one. It looked like a lot of fun. Coming up after the break, how you can take part in this weekend's Ruck March supporting local veterans. We'll be right back right here on Northern Light. Welcome back, everybody. This year marks a big anniversary for a Twin Ports event aimed at helping veterans and now first responders. We have Mike Waldron with 23rd Veteran and Superior Fire Chief Cameron Volbrecht with us today to share more about it. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us on.
Absolutely. We're going to talk more about that big event coming up here in just a minute. But first, tell us a little bit about 23rd Veteran, that nonprofit, and your guys' mission to support veterans here in the Twin Ports.
Yeah, 23rd Veteran started here in the Twin Ports 10 years ago. So you said this is our 10-year anniversary. We've been serving military and veterans through trauma retraining programs, very intensive ones. It's a 14-week group therapy program that we put them through. It's been successful in military veterans. We've done this in this area, in Twin Cities every year. We do it in the Iron Range every year. We've been to some other states with it. And what's really special about this year is that we are expanding these programs. So we're not only helping military and veterans, but also first responders, firefighters, police officers, EMS, anybody who faces trauma during their public service.
Amazing. Why was that so important to include now?
So we've been talking about it for quite a while in 23rd Veteran. We do some very unique and very effective trauma training for military, and we just waited till we were ready to make this expansion because there's so many people that face trauma outside of the military, especially people who are serving the public that face trauma, and we have this way to help them, and now we have the ability to help them. So I feel like we have the responsibility to help them.
Yeah, that's so cool. Chief Volbrecht, why will that support be so important to the firefighters on your staff?
Well, I think it's very important. You know, first responders, firefighters experience emotional trauma at a high rate. We have high rates of PTSD as well as suicide in our first responders. So having access to a program that is designed for military, well, they experience their trauma a little differently than ours. The effects on our body are pretty similar. So having access to a high quality training that fits in with the lifestyle, I think, of a lot of our first responders is going to be important to keeping our first responders healthy, keeping them on the street, and keeps them being able to live their lives outside of the job.
Absolutely. And when is this program happening that you guys are putting on?
The next one launches in July.
Amazing.
So July, we are sending 13 people from the Northland on an outdoor wellness adventure. This one's going to Alaska. So if you're interested, please throw in an application. There's no charge to anybody who experiences trauma in their public service. Put your application on the website. We're going to send you to Alaska for a week, wilderness survival adventure. Then you come back here to this area where we go through 13 weeks of intensive group therapy training.
Sure. So why Alaska? That's a really remote wilderness, a cool place to experience. Why'd you guys choose that?
Well, we always go to a remote area that we're uncomfortable with, unfamiliar with, somewhere else in the country. That's really important for breaking down those barriers of judgment on each other and being comfortable, becoming vulnerable with each other with our discussions. So that's important. Alaska specifically happened to be the founder of Under Armour is partnering with us, and he's allowing us to utilize his place. So we're going to fly into the landing strip next to his lodge. We're We're going to get on some boats with his guides, and we're going up into grizzly and salmon country for 6 days. We actually have extra guides with on this one because we are expecting to see plenty of grizzly bears while we're up there.
Wow, that's so cool. And it sounds like terrain that your firefighters will be well prepped to go out and hike, I'm sure.
Yeah. The firefighters are used to being physical and having a physical work and working in teams, and I think this is going to fit very well with them.
So cool. So you guys have an event coming up later this month in May, the Ruck Life March, and money raised from that is going to support this program, right? Mm-hmm. So if people aren't familiar with a Ruck March, what is that? And what is this event you guys are putting on coming up on May 31st?
That's a great question. So a Ruck March is a military training exercise. Like when I was in the Marine Corps, we would do these up to 26 miles in length. We put on everything. How long? 26 miles, like a marathon length.
Yeah, for sure.
So we wear everything that we would need in combat. We're carrying our gas masks, our water, our food, our clothes, our weapons, our ammo, sometimes over 100 pounds. And we go on this hike. So it's a physical training exercise.
Yeah.
So this is a civilian version. You don't have to be in that kind of shape. You don't have to carry 100 pounds.
That's good news.
Whatever backpack we have, it can be a school bag that we wear.
Okay.
And we are going to carry weight for people in need. So we're putting food and clothes in our backpack, and we're going to hike this at Montauk. So it's just a walk with food and clothes. Anywhere from 2 miles to 10 miles. If you do 10 miles, you get your all-the-way patch. At the end, we're going to weigh our backpacks, see how much we carried, and we donate that to locals in need as well. So we're going to donate, I'm looking at over 8,000 pounds of food this year. Last year we did 7,000 pounds.
And what an important time too to be giving back like that. Just amazing. Chief Vilbreck, you're participating for the first time this year, right?
I will be there for the first time.
All right. How are you getting ready?
Well, I maintain fitness. I work out, trying to lead from the front with our guys. I expect our guys to work out and be in shape. So I've been doing my normal workouts, including putting my pack on and doing some rucking. I like to backpack. I backcountry hunt, so I'm used to wearing a backpack with lots of weight on it at times. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes on the 31st.
Yeah, and why was it important for you to take part this year?
Well, I think if the services, I should have been doing this in the past, and I haven't been, but having that service being expanded to firefighters, like I said, I think it's important that we get involved with helping raise money to get our folks to the treatment that they need.
So the chief has committed to putting more weight in his pack for every $50 raised.
Wow.
If you jump on the website and you find the chief's fundraising page, you donate to him, you're going to make him carry more food for people in need.
All right. That's a good incentive. I love it. Well, thank you guys so much both for being here today. We really appreciate it. We're going to have a link to sign up for the Ruck Life March on our website, northernnewsnow.com, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. With today being Memorial Day, we thought it was only fitting to sit down and have a chat with our very own, the wonderful Northern News Now's Dave Anderson to talk more about our Northland veterans and how special this day is across the region. First, Dave, let's start off by talking, how are you doing?
I am doing all right on this day, Ryan, where we are somber on one hand, yet joyful on the other, as we remember those who've fallen in service of our nation.
Memorial Day, an important day across the country. It also seems to be so well respected and honored here in the Northland.
Well, that's because the Northland has such a record and a background and a history of service from the Anishinaabe, who helped provide people to the Code Talkers for the Army in World War II. The Code Talkers weren't all Navajo. That's the Marines. The Army recruited Lake Superior Chippewa to perform those duties. And so from those folks to every other group in our region, our area per capita usually supplies more people to the nation's service when there are times of trouble.
And you've done so many stories with the Northland veterans out there. Who are the folks that come to mind when you think about the stories you've done here at the station?
Well, let's start with the beginning of, say, World War II. I got to meet several Pearl Harbor survivors in my career here, which is almost close to 40 years. One of them, of course, is Arleigh Burke, an Iron Ranger who was up in the Tower Sedan area and knew all of my grandparents and people like that from my neck of the woods. And Arleigh was on the cruiser that was right next to the USS Arizona on Pearl Harbor, a gun director who helped return fire against the attackers on that fateful day, and lived to be 99 years and 364 days old before he passed away. So he was really strong right up to the end. An honor to have known that man. And of course, I got to meet Joe Gomer, the Tuskegee Airman. Being an Ely native, of course, I was in the Hardees there one day when I was a younger fellow. and there's this older guy wearing a P-51 Mustang hat, and I put two and two together. You must be Joe Gomer, the Tuskegee Airman.
Right.
And we became friends over the years, and I did several news stories with him as he talked about growing up in Iowa in the 30s, where the Jim Crow laws weren't too bad at all, but then when he was recruited to become an airman in the Air Force and training down south, then he ran into the full fury of the Jim Crow laws. And so he had to fight Hitler on one hand and Jim Crow on the other, and went on to have a pretty good career in the Air Force and settled in our Northland. Wonderful guy there. Of course, other veterans that are notable, Medal of Honor recipient Mike Colalilo, a good, rugged Italian-American guy from Raleigh Street in Duluth. And I got to meet him and interview him about earning the Medal of Honor fighting the Nazis in Germany. And he told me after the action where he was cited for that medal, it took a couple of days and the officers were asking for him. He thought he was in trouble. He thought he had done something wrong. But indeed, it was to tell him that he had earned the Medal of Honor and they were going to ship him back to the States because you can't have the recipient get killed afterwards.
Right.
And he told me he would have rather stayed there with his buddies and helped support them in future battles. Those are just three of many, many noble veterans in our Northland that I've been able to interview over the years. And of course, to each of them, Memorial Day was important. So those guys I interviewed made it, but they would use the day to remember buddies who didn't. And Joe Gomer talked about pilots that were lost in action over Italy, and Mike talked about friends that were lost in France and Germany in the latter days of World War II. And of course, Arlie lost friends because, you know, Pearl Harbor wasn't his last day in battle. He made it through Pearl Harbor and that battle while others didn't. So these veterans I've interviewed always took Memorial Day as a very important time to remember, well, their good fortune and to pay tribute to those who weren't so fortunate.
Right. All those wonderful stories that Dave's done on our website, northernnewsnow.com. You can also find great stories too every Monday, 10 p.m. during Holding On to History. We'll see you after the break.
Welcome back, everybody. Dave is just a wealth of knowledge, isn't he? Especially when it comes to our Northland veterans. Well, ahead of this Memorial Day, a group of scouts honored our local Northland veterans. Back on Thursday, about 20 Troop 9 and Troop 3 scouts placed American flags at gravestones at Park Hill Cemetery in Duluth's Woodland neighborhood, honoring veterans for Memorial Day. The annual event for the Scouts started back in 2018. Leaders say scouting is about America and doing good for others. So for siblings Declan and Magnus Hansen, they understand that this service is about giving back.
Why do you guys think it's important to be able to do that?
Because served our country. To serve our country. It's important to honor. Yeah.
Very cute. Scout leaders say the activity also teaches these kids the meaning of Memorial Day, and what better way to teach young leaders than to honor our nation's heroes.
They've made the ultimate sacrifice. So it's just like they deserve recognition even beyond, you know, so I think that's why it's important, you know, to memorialize them, you know, in this way. And this is our way of doing it.
Very special way indeed. Along with this touching tribute to our veterans, we also have plenty of content from today's Memorial Day services on our website. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Find some time to throw a line or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.